Joining me now on Your Sport Swindon is boxing trainer Liam Wilkins. Liam, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You've got a couple of your boys in action on November 26th. Let's talk about Kelvin first of all. It's going to be his retirement fight. So first of all, right decision?
100%. You know, he's had a tough career. He's got nothing left to prove to anybody. Won titles. You know, he had a great fight against Morris, which I trained him for first of all. Terrific performance. I might be biased when I say this, but that's the best performance I've ever seen Kelvin in. He's got nothing left to prove, you know. The fight against Brophy had 3 weeks training. I wasn't even there. I you know, other commitments with one of my other boxers. You've got to be in boxing for the right reasons. Kelvin's actually came to me and said, this is, you know, my last fight. So to me, that's the right signal. If a boxer's saying that to his trainer, then you know, that is 100% the right decision, and I will stand by that. And yeah, it's definitely the right decision in my opinion.
How hard is it to kind of get a boxer ready for a fight that's his retirement fight? Because I suppose he's still got to be focused, haven't you?
100%. Like I said, we had a great camp for Morris. I've only had two camps. Well, I say two camps. I've only had one proper camp with him because I don't class the camp for the Brophy fight a camp, to be honest, because it was 3 weeks to just cut him weight. But we just polished what we've done for Jack Morris. He's had a great few weeks in there. Sparring's been great. You've seen tonight. You know, ticking over. Even though it's his last fight, there's still things we're learning and working on, because you never stop learning. The moment you do, then you know there's no point carrying on this game, because no one's ever perfect. Otherwise, we won't come in and train. So.
A little bit of pressure on the night because he's got to walk away with a win, hasn't he? It's his last fight, and he's in Swindon, so you know only a win will do.
100%. Same again. In front of his home crowd, we know Swindon's a fan. Kelvin's a fan favourite in Swindon, so you know it's got to be a win for him. He's got to be dominant, put on a good performance, and you know it'd be a great night for him.
Let's move on to your other boxer, Brandon Thompson.
Yeah.
It's complete other end of the scale in terms of careers. He's just starting out. He's had one fight, one win already. You know, what can we expect to see from him on the night? Because you rate him very highly, don't you?
Fantastic prospect. He's only 20. He's strong. He boxed with us as an amateur, so we know each other inside out. Brandon will go all the way. He's got to be patient. People rush boxers. That won't be the case for Brandon. He will be active, but he's got a great manager in Steve Goodwin. Take the time, you know, and I think Brandon will go all the way. He's learning every day in the gym. He's around experienced guys like Kelvin and a couple of the other guys I've got. So, you know, he's learning little tricks in sparring, but he will put on a great show, and he needs to be patient, like I was saying. He's a bit, Brandon's a bit one of the excitable guys in the gym, but it's great to have. You know, he's young, he's fresh, and I think he will go all the way.
And you know him really well because you've had him right through the amateurs, haven't you? Talk to us a bit about his amateur career and what he was like as he's still very young, but what he was like as an amateur.
He was a standout amateur. He spent most of his amateur career with us. Towards the end of the career, he boxed for another club because he's actually from Andover. So he went to box for a club in Andover. It made sense for him because he was travelling, 45 minutes. You don't get paid. It's different with the pros. But he won three or four Western County titles. He had, I think it was 25 amateurs, won most of them, Haringey gold medalist. Doesn't get much better than that. He boxed as an elite boxer from early on in his amateur career because me and my dad, we knew to step him up early. I think it was in his 8th bout he boxed a guy who had about 40 odd bouts and he lost on a split decision. That's how quality the kid is. Fights are very, very important because they get you ranked and stuff, but you learn just as much in sparring, I believe, because sparring with people like Kelvin and the other guys, he's picking up little things from there as well. So he was a standout amateur, but he's learning lots and lots in sparring as well.
And the ultimate question, how far can he go in this game?
I think he'll be world class. If, like I said, he's got the best manager, in my opinion, to manage his career. I think he will go all the way. But like I said, he's only 20, but he's still growing. He's a super lightweight at the moment, but I think he will potentially finish welterweight. I think that, or definitely step up to that. But he punches very, very hard, as you've seen tonight. But I think he will go all the way and potentially be world champion.
I was going to actually talk about his weight division and down the road in Swindon, Paddy Fitzpatrick, a trainer that you know very well. He's got a he's got Harry Webb, who's currently in the same division as Brandon. But if you're saying it's potentially going to be welterweight down the road, that could be the same division as Ryan Martin, who coincidentally is now training at Paddy's for the short term. So, thoughts on a potential matchup with Ryan and Brandon one day?
It's there. Like I said, I'm guessing. I can't predict the future, what he definitely will, but I'm saying he's a big lad. He's only 20. That if that's down the line, that'll be there. I think Brandon on his day will beat anybody in front of him. Ryan's a fantastic fighter. I've seen him. At the moment, they're at different stages of their career, so won't go into too much of that. But I think Brandon needs to focus on obviously the super lightweight division at the moment. Take his time, learn his trade, and and he made his debut at York Hall, so he's tick one of the main boxes. Like, what a place to make your debut, and all those emotions. So it's only his second bout in Swindon. It's a great place for him to have his second bout, and I think there's some big fights there for him definitely in the future.
And both Brandon and Calvin tonight were in there sparring Hassan Kakadi. Few words for him, because he's some prospect as well. Well,
you've seen yourself tonight. Hassan's a golden ticket. People like Hassan don't come around very often. He's a standout amateur. He had 210 amateur bouts. Hassan is an elite fighter. I think will be an elite fighter. He's fighting for the Southern Area title December the 10th against Chris Hobbs. Chris Hobbs is on his home show every game, but I may be biased saying this, being his trainer, but I think Hassan's leagues above him. I think the boy does things I've never seen before, and he surprises me every time. You've seen him sparring tonight. He's an incredible boxer, and I think he will definitely be a TV superstar, and he will rule the light heavyweight division. Definitely at area level, and then I'm hoping he steps up to cruiserweight.
I was going to mention that as well. Obviously, stepping up to cruiserweight, and another link to Paddy Fitzpatrick, because Luke Walkins is a cruiserweight. So, again, that's a potential fight, and I think it's a potential fight that's already been briefly talked about and rejected at one end. So, tell us a bit more about that if you can.
Well, Hassan came to me. He's Iranian, so he doesn't really have. Probably wrong way to put it, that many friends, but he doesn't sell too many tickets. But maybe down the line, I think that'd be a great fight. Luke's a great fighter. He's undefeated. Luke's a very good friend of mine. So I spent a lot of years with Luke up at Paddy's. I think Luke's a great guy. He's a great boxer, and I think that would be a tremendous fight in the future. Obviously, like I said, I don't want to read in too much into future fights, because both men have got fights lined up. I think you always keep your eye on the ball. I think Hassan needs to get Chris Hobbs out of the way, win the Southern Area, and then potentially, step up to cruiserweight. I think that'd be a great fight. If Paddy knows what he's doing, he's a great trainer, great manager, and they might have another route, but definitely down the line, I think that'd be a tremendous fight.
It's an exciting division, isn't it, the cruiserweight division at the moment?
Definitely. Look at the guys. I think the Southern Area, Wally Camacho just lost that to Isaac Chamberlain. I'd love, if Hassan wins the Southern Area, and if he does step up to cruiserweight, I think he beats both them men. Convincingly, but the cruiserweight division at the moment's on fire. It's rare, because a few years ago people were saying the cruiserweight division was lacking, but now it's breeding quality, and I think it's a great division.
And it's a division where recently we've spoken to Luke, and Luke said, "Yeah, I'm cruiserweight at the moment, but the door's open to one day go up to heavyweight, and that's where the big man is at as well, isn't it?"
Definitely. People, if you're a heavyweight champion, people know your name. It's simple as people know David Beckham in football. Everyone knows when David Hay won the world heavyweight title, he was the next big thing, So the money is there. But if the fight's good enough at cruiserweight, then the money is also there. But, we want to hopefully give people the fights that they want. So, heavyweight division is on fire as well at the moment.
Well, Liam, thanks ever so much for joining us, and best of luck with your guys on December the 10th and November the 26th.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you.